advance in your craft until you understand the essence of the art that grew the craft in the first place.
BET Apollo winner, and we have some big things coming up. If you see me afterward, I can let you know what's coming up. Give it up for it, people!
Hello everyone, I'm Chris Morris, also known as C. Listens. Actually, my first name is actually William, but I got tired of people saying I work for the William Morris agency. So I just said, just call me Chris Morris and C. Listens. Like I said, I work for ASCAP as well, or the international department. Handle certain accounts such as Jay-Z, Neo, Bruno Mars, a bunch of cats, even grandmasters. So I'm also a song plugger as well, music supervisor. Actually working with Justin Bieber's team right now, trying to get a couple of placements. We're actually looking for some electro pop, some R&B pop with hip hop twists in it. And I'm also looking for some songs for Marcus Canty, which is X Factor's winner. I'm sorry, not his winner, but fourth placement. I think he won on X Factor. So if you got new tracks, let me know. Hit me up at the end of the day.
All right, give it up for them, y'all. We got some strong people on this panel. Next up.
What's going on, guys? This is my school. I just got on to R&B magazine, contributing to the lifestyle section. So if you guys have any cool products, y'all want to be in there, let me know. I do radio at my show, Omnipresence Media. It's on Kim West. It's also on WRN Radio. It's also syndicated over to a station in Kenya, Africa. So, spreading the word, working with a couple different magazines. And what I have my company, VM Enterprises, we do marketing, social media, help people really build their brand up. I've gotten people signed with sneaker deals, different things that are useful, like Grandmaster Jackson. So it's very true. That what he was saying is a big point. We could definitely make it happen. Because I use social media to come up from obscurity, and now I'm here talking to you guys, and it's a real honor. And anybody could do it if you just take the right steps. But it's out there, and there's no big man, like gorilla in a room that can just take over. We all can do it ourselves. Just make it happen every day, consistent. So.
Give it up for y'all. Some connections in the building. Y'all better pay attention to what's going on this panel, because I'm listening.
What's going on? My name is Jerome Leaks. Everybody know me as Romeo. Been in the game since about 1996. That's with Lost Boys coming up. Worked at Uptown Records on the street team for Bad Boy. Went on to Def Jam, was with an independent label called Teflon Music. We had artists as Jinx the Juvie, Ike 30, Slash at that time. I put out an album out on Jinx on 2004 under FYE distribution. That was actually my first distribution deal. I did radio at Def Jam, worked with a lot of DJs outside New York, because mostly everybody's closed-minded when it comes to DJs. But, from DJs from LA to Seattle, to Texas, all your flexes out there in different markets. Currently, I am the CEO of Rider Magazine, which is a groundbreaking magazine for independent artists. You know what I'm saying? We don't turn nobody away. As long as you got something to talk about, we'll definitely put you in there. I'm also proud to say, had the magazine for a year. I have a website, ridermagazine.com, RYDER magazine. We are reading on Alexa right now, which I'm happy with. Found out about 2 days ago. We reading 189,000 in the U.S., United States, and 2.9 million in the world. So the closer you get to one, it's beautiful. So whoever don't know the numbers, that's definitely, we got about 500,000 people going through the website. So that's real dope. And doing Empire State of Ground Radio. We on every other Friday on the Matrix Studios. And we also on the TuneIn app. I was interviewing a couple of artists over there. We have about 17,000 listeners, and we on every day from 5 to 7 on the TuneIn app, WZTO Radio.
Good morning.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So y'all heard. I'm sorry, you gotta take my seat then. No more, take my seat. I'll stand up.
They were 20 years ahead of their time.
And we don't point to telling. I'm not going to hear stories. Your boy was telling
about his mother and didn't even know. He's telling his father basically like, yo, Uncle came over. He's like, Uncle? Who's Uncle? So
That's where hip-hop was informant and empowering. And what are we informing today? Ratchet, Molly, Turner, Pop Molly, Perkins,
Can you put me on this side because my nigga's on that side? Can I talk to my nigga before the show? This is a Brick City, New Jersey female. And she got a California young dude scared like that. That shows you that this social media is just social media. And when you get face to face, they're not that same person. And my nigga.
And just to conclude that story, I went right to his show. While he was performing, I stood right on the stage.
He did it.
By myself. I said, okay, he got to walk past me when he finished. He could not leave this stage. I want no beef. I want no beef tonight. I just wanted to say hi. But I stood there by myself.
He was terrified.
Can I tell you, before he got to me, the DJ, the hype girl, everybody, oh, that song was dope. Can I get a picture? Can I get a picture? Yes, they did, y'all. But Bucket, classic. I'm so not the average. Hood rat from Nazareth. Both on an average. Not good. Not one of them. CGI. GGA. All of them CGI. Cropped in Photoshop. They not in my caliber. Who would want a challenger? I'm all the way out of your league. I'm that breed. They intrigue. Flow don't stop. Like hemophiliacs bleed. I'm actually, how should I put it? Lead bullet. Pulitzer vintage. Authentic. And it's fullest. No telling just ball boys. Look that shit fall apart. Since I took some time off set. When the last time your last friends for wine? They got me fast forwarding. Pussy cloud all of them. Following the track to ride out of the pit. Sliding up in the bitch. The dirty area. Bumping that classic.
I master the bases, the rap in the basement, passing the cadence, smashing the stages, average the greatness. I'm back in your faces, the blast out A-list, homie. Visit the Sixers, the Heat, to the Pacers did it. Believe it, I'm beating them all day, even I'm winning. I'm giving the Sunday to Monday, I'm beating, I'm winning.
I've been so discouraged from sitting on panels and doing this boot camp because I can't tell you that I haven't gotten at least, we did it 2 years, at least 17 calls from people who went out and signed a management contract. When I actually did a workshop on here are the pitfalls to a management contract, and these are the same people that sat in this course, and I said, well, why don't you sign it? Because the Pavlov dog, you know, they ring the bell, they just condition these people of what they're gonna do, and the kids go right back out and do the same thing. Then they want you to rescue them. Same thing with publicity. They go out, they run and do something, because there's always somebody that gets these artists' ears. I don't know what it is. It could be the money. It could be because they drop names so much you think that they got something. If they got something, they wouldn't be standing next to you talking about what they got in your ear. They don't need your ear, right? Think about it. Okay? So if they're next to you and they're constantly dropping this name and that name and that name, they either want to jump on your train or they're trying to get into your pocket. And what's funny is the artists won't have the money to pay the publicists. They'll come to me broke. They won't pay for me to review the contract, but they will give somebody $2,500, $5,000. Oh, they're gonna get you on the radio. They're gonna get these number of blocks because you don't know what you're doing. So stop. I tell people Google anything. You need an answer to a question, ask Google. I'm serious. Somebody else in the world has the same question. Ask Google, that's a start, and it gives you a lot of other references of where you can go. So.
Got you. Let me present this question to the panel. What are the first two things you think an unsigned artist need to do after he finished all his music? Now he started from scratch. He did all his music. Now what are the next two things, the most important two things he need to do after he got all his music done?
I would say before you start making any music is whoever you sit down with, we need to discuss split sheets. Of course, you got to copyright your stuff. Also, you need to be a part of a performing rights society, such as ASCAP, because it's such a, I do panels all the time, and there's monies I help people get back because they don't know what performance right organization is. This is a big revenue stream for you to sleep in your bed and you're getting paid every 3 months. You know what I mean?
Another thing is, a lot of people is like, I try to get a publishing deal. Well, publishing deals come after you. But there is one way for you to sign up with somebody that's going to collect your royalties, your performance royalties, your mechanical royalties, and even get you some sync money. That thing is called songtrust.com. And actually, if you was actually set up yourself as your own publishing company, being self-published, and you actually do a co-publishing deal with Songtrust, you also get publishing you get your money on the publishing side. So you just don't get money from the writer side, but you get money on the publishing side as well. So that's a little trick, for you to get some extra revenue.
I think you need to explain that a little bit more, because artists don't understand 100% of who they are, and then what that breaks down into 100% of each one of those. So break that down and speak a little louder. Yes, speak a little louder.
So when I speak about publishing, I'm dealing with talking about the intellectual property. So your song is an intangible asset. So your copyright is an intangible asset. People actually get loans off of copyrights. People they're actually intangible assets, like their investments. I see there's a new thing coming out for artists called fab.us. That's the website. It's called First Artist Bank. You can actually go to them. You can actually get money from them, crowdfunding.
Yeah, explain it.
Help them out a little bit. Jump in a little bit, ladies. Get some of that.
Intangible, yeah. No, I was going to say, explaining to them what an intangible asset is. I mean, asset, of course, is something you can make money off of. It has value. But being intangible, of course, means something that you can't touch, feel, and see. So, and then breaking down from there what the publishing is and how that works.
Well, I'm gonna jump in just real quick. I know what I deal with on a daily basis is if there's a song that's it don't necessarily need to be a hit, but if it's a fit, that's what I like to call it. I have the big networks, say somebody like BET, MTV calls, oh, we need this song for a reality show. If you're not signed up with a PRO, such as ASCAP or whatever, you're not going to make that money because I'm going to look in the database and I'm going to tell BET or NBC and like, it doesn't exist. Even though it's out there, maybe it's on the charts. But if it's not registered with us, you can go with the other ones as well. But well, I don't care who you with, as long as you're making that revenue stream, because we're doing the work for you. You did the music maybe 3 years ago, and one word I want everybody to get rid of, do not say this, forget this word in your vocabulary, irrelevant. That word don't exist when it comes to the business that we're in. Because we have guys that put out songs 20 years ago, still making huge checks from reality TV, films, commercials, everything. Because this is the music business. I'm sorry, I didn't go off on a tangent.
It's cool. Let me ask you something. Let me cut it for a second. How do you get registered with an ASCAP or BMI? I know we know the contract.
Well, there's a difference between the two.
Real quick, can you pass the mic? Pass the mic to my man. Remember, he's in membership. Lance Pope. He'll tell you exactly.
He gonna get your mic. Come on, Lance Pope. Go ahead and get down the mic.
Lance Pope.
How y'all doing? What's up?
We good.
My name is Lance Pope. ASCAP membership. Membership is so simple. Years ago, you thought you needed an attorney, you needed to do this, you needed to do that, you needed to give up your firstborn, all this. Now you can go online. Go to ASCAP.com, click on join. You have two applications, writer and publisher. The difference between the writer and publisher is this. The writers are the music creators. So anything that goes into creating a song are writer members. So that means producers, arrangers, lyricists, authors, writers, beat makers, all writer members. The publisher, the way I like to describe it is like this. Publishers are the controlling interest on the works. So what that means is this. You write a song, say you write a song, and your song gets picked up by Universal. Universal is a record company, but they have a publishing arm with it. So what they want in signing you is your controlling interest on that work. So they want your publishing. So that's what the publisher is.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Because we need the room to hear you. No, come on, mama, you here. You didn't learn. The people in the back talking, and they album gonna come out and they ain't gonna make no money. So we gonna make the money. Answer the question. Ask the question.
I wanted to know, since if I sign up with ASCAP, do I still own the royalties to my self-publishing? They don't own your royalties.
Yeah, ASCAP is not a publishing company. That's one of the myths.
Membership, right.
Yeah, we're not a publishing company. We're a performance rights society. So what that means primarily is that we're an agency that collects and distributes royalties.
On your behalf as an artist.
On your behalf, as a writer or publisher.
Even as far as self-publishing, like you said, there's 2 forms you can fill out. So if you want to self-publish, which is what he spoke about, then what's your name as an artist? Okay, well, whatever your name as an artist, I'm not an artist. I'll just use an example.
They were 20 years ahead of their time.
And we just that was intricate records that we had to slow that motherfucker down and hear what this motherfucker was saying was this. And they say that Latinos would just get into the game. Like, you that's right, retarded. That's right. Shit. I can't I came in from 1979. This is when we was doing pop, before there was records, before there was anything popping off. It was basically hitting it from the beginning.
When we came out professionally as an MC, it was in 1981 when we came out with this Magic. And following this Magic came Rockin' It, which was one of the signature who we were in the game.
I appreciate that, y'all. Yes, he is rocking.
And from that era, as far as Latin rappers, it was real hard coming up in the game.
Yes.
Because I didn't have nobody to look up to, so I had to kind of set the standards. We had the Whips. We had 3 groups out of Harlem that was crazy, right? We had Treacherous 3, we had the Clash Crew, we had Fearless 4, which was us, and there was a couple of other groups, but I mean, as far as cats making noise and following where cats, Master Dog, pardon me, definitely, he was in the building. And that kind of hip-hop right there was when we was just, it was more about having fun. We had a message to it. We came with the message after, I think, the Reaganomics and stuff, and we tried to talk about what was going on in our hoods, and that's where Problems in the World was derived from. You know, from everybody in that group. We do 4 different verses on the first half and 4 different verses on the second half, and we're talking about basically the kid who has all the money in the world but still the kleptomaniac because their parents don't pay him no attention. You know, and then you got the one that I said when I was saying, Daddy, we had fun the weekend that just passed. Mommy's brother came to visit while you were away. I know why you look puzzled. I was shocked myself. I didn't know I had an uncle until Friday. So the little boy was telling on his mother. The little boy was telling on his mother and didn't even know. He's telling his father basically like, yo, Uncle came over. He's like, Uncle? Who's Uncle? So
that's when hip-hop was informant and empowering.
And what are we informing today? Ratchet, Molly, tongue up, pop Molly, twerking. This is what we're telling the kids to do. But you hear what they were saying.
That's right.
Just look how hip-hop, look what hip-hop has evolved to. And people want to
don't try to clean it up. To evolve means you come up from something and you turn into something. No, what do we have degenerated to? Anywhere from self-destruction, PE, fight the fucking power. I like yo, like the whole 9 yards. She mucked up when she gave me some.
Hey, yo.
That's how I go on the radio. And I'm like, they just say what I thought they said. No one cares anymore. What's said?
Jay, can I, she touched on something that was crazy. She said, as an MC, regardless of what kind of history you got, if you're still not nice now on that mic, you need to put it down. I gotta put her on the spot.
Before you do that, please, real live views. Y'all watching real history right here. You have history, y'all like, how will buy this video from you? You know, trust me, they gonna buy this video. Before you do that, before you put it on the spot, because I got confused too, now we gonna like that in a minute. You think some shit, here you go. But let me tell you something. Let me copy when you're ready. You want to hear some shit, say, I'm hot, Jay, let's go. Alright, so that's cool. But what's funny is, last week, and I don't know if y'all heard me earlier, we raised a question, and the question I can ask y'all, and it's funny because you brought up on it. When was the last time, see, they did it. We did it. When was the last time we had a hot, rap, hip-hop, whatever you want to call it, group? A real group. I don't mean a bunch of, let me break it down. I don't mean a bunch of people on a label jumping on each other's records.
Ain't no more groups.
I don't mean a clique. But all y'all call it, I'm talking about a group. Like for instance, if I go see Houdini, I don't give a damn whether I don't like either one of them collectively. They're Houdini fucked up.
Hey, Jay, let me explain to you.
Groups. When was the last time we had a group?
You know what? I just had a meeting. That's it. But after that, I just had a meeting with somebody from a major label, I'm not gonna say no names yet unless you come to me personally, that just asked for, if you give me a hot group, I will sign them. There's no more groups. No more groups. And I'm not talking about solo artists teaming up for this project. I'm talking about groups.
Right.
Hip-hop groups.
Groups working together. It involves working together. Okay? And the last thing I'm gonna say is this: what I noticed about all the artists that came in the studio, not one of them asked me, yo man, so we got a pen and paper this moment? Wait a minute, I look at it like, so wait a minute, hold on, we're recording. This ain't a cypher, motherfucker. We are recording an album. What are you talking about? He was like, I don't need no paper. He pulled his phone out. And I looked around the room and every last one of them was doing this shit. They were composing their shit on their phone.
That's the new.
You can't tell me I'm ready to go in the booth. I go, okay, and they were going to the booth with their phone in the dark.
That's the new way.
That's how y'all do y'all shit. Oh, we didn't do that.
Yeah, no.
We wrote our shit. We changed our shit. We thought our shit through. Right? You stare at the word and the word gave you what the word is inexhaustible, so we will have other shit come out the word. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about. You ready? I'll let you off the bus, didn't you? Yeah, no. But every female you'll see in the house, I know some of y'all is retired female, I see you on one of these female MCs. What I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put it out. And you know what? I do shit everywhere I go, so I might as well use this one too. Whoever see this tape. I'm gonna put a bounty out. And I'm gonna pay it. And I pay. Alright? I got this much faith, in this female MC.
Real talk.
Based on what she used to do, because I've been hanging with her for the last 4 months. You see, I took a lot of this shit came out of the last conference. A lot of us hooked up here. We hadn't seen each other in a while.
Right.
I saw my sister sitting down, just sitting there, and I'm thinking, what the fuck is that? That's what I'm doing. That's my flyer. That's my flyer. Look, something. We should have who it is.
We're about to perform in a minute, but I give y'all a little something, right?
And before that though, let me before we get big up, I was just in where was I? I was in the Czech Republic, and I was sitting with Merz, who is one of the people who do Rock the Bells.
Right.
And he was telling me,
Gorilla Union?
Yeah, from Gorilla Union. He was telling me how Tyler the Creator was so scared of Rod Digger doing a show with Rod Digger because he had got into a Twitter beef with her, and he was just social media networking. He wasn't really about that life. That's what I did too, y'all. No, but I'm saying, they don't even know this. Like, he was terrified of who my nigga coming with. What my nigga gotta say that I said about her. Whether, can you put me on this side because my nigga's on that side? Can I talk to my nigga before the show? This is a Brick City, New Jersey female. And she got a California young dude scared like that. That shows you that this social media is just social media. And when you get face to face, they're not that same person. And my nigga.
And just to conclude that story, I went right to his show. While he was performing, I stood right on the stage. He did it. By myself. I said, okay, he got to walk past me when he finished. He could not leave this stage. I want no beef tonight. I just wanted to say hi. But I stood there by myself.
He was terrified.
Can I tell you, before he got to me, the DJ, the hype girl, everybody, oh, that song was dope. Can I get the picture? Yes, they did, y'all. But Bucket, classic. I'm so not the average. Hood rat from Nazareth. Vote for the average. Top gun, not for the CGI. GGA, all of them CGI. Cropped and Photoshop. They not in my caliber. Who would want a challenger? I'm all the way out of your league. I'm that breed. They intrigue. Flow don't stop like hemophiliacs bleed. I'm actually, how should I put it? Lead bullet, Pulitzer vintage, authentic, and it's fullest. No telling party, just ball boy, what that shit fall apart. Since I took some time off, said, when the last time your ass pressed for wine? They got me fast forwarding, pussy cloud all of them, following the crowd, the ride out of the pit, sliding up in the bitch, the dirty area, pouring that plastic.
On national basis, I mastered the bases, the rapping and basement, passing the cadence, smashing the stages, average the greatness. I'm back in your faces, the blast out A-list, homie. Visit the sixes, the heat to the paces, did it. Believe it, I'm beating them all day, even I'm winning. I'm giving the Sunday to Monday, I'm beating, I'm winning. Philly from New York to Cali to way up in Philly. Been eating and on the beat is a law, domestic of war, these rappers are born, need to free Lauren. Homie ain't hot, nuclear warming, storming, cash on the mix. Pippin' and Jordan with water, talent and beat, saluting the border. Only talking about a battle, we done already fought them. That's what we do. Yes.
Wow, how could you sum that up? You can say metamorphosized through lyrical evolution, solutions, and relevance to keep you moving.
My turn?
I'm gonna have to get a buzzer. Go ahead.
What's up?
Let's go.
I ain't got no rhyme.
Yeah, I got
Hey, yo, son. Do it all. HipHopPressConference. I told y'all it was obvious that I will stand on stage and mob on them constant. Y'all motherfuckers know that I ain't part of this. I am this. Do it all. I am an antagonist. When I come through, I'll be spitting shit that be making motherfuckers be like, he's fantabulous. Freestyle from the brain, off the brain. When I ride the train, it ain't the iron horse, it's the niggas in the that make me get off like, he's insane. Yeah, I am this motherfucker because I was trained by Brick City, North Jerusalem. Yes, I am that name. Kick that shit, come on. I'm the same.
You have to remember something. You can't advance in your craft until you understand the essence of the art that grew the craft in the first place. How are you going to tell me about something that you have changed without understanding what it was like in its original state? Understand it. Your mother gets in the kitchen and she's like, I gotta feed y'all. She get a bunch of different things down off the cabinets. You hungry than a motherfucker. But there's nothing there that looks like anything you can eat. She mix all that shit up till you get your ass out the kitchen. She gotta put it in the oven, it's gotta be heated. It's gotta be baked. It's gotta be conditioned and cooked. And then it's brought out. Now it's ready for you to eat. Prior to there ever being a record on hip-hop, prior to there ever being a rap record, Prior to you ever hearing any underground record on the Enjoy label, or the Sugar Hill label, or the TK Disco label, or any of those labels, there were 10 years of hip-hop that they don't talk about. 10 strong-ass years between Jersey and New York only. Fuck what you heard. Know your history in this game. 10 years of hip-hop. And I come from that 10-year period. So I've seen it all, witnessed it all, been there. I don't have to read about it. I ain't gotta hear about it from my daddy or my older brother. I was there. I witnessed to history being made. What you all are now doing in this room, I congratulate you because you turned a business out of a pastime that we used to do just because we was too damn broke to do anything else. So, here we are 35 years later. This is my second conference. And I thought about this one, Warren, and big shout out to the New Jersey Hip Hop Conference because y'all don't know this, but this shit is worldwide right now. Everybody around the world knows this shit is popping off. I got hit up on my way from Hollywood flying out here about, so where is this shit at? What are they gonna do? Why are they doing it? Why are they doing it in New Jersey? Why the fuck y'all in New Jersey? Why y'all not in? That's what I got. And I said, why not? Because that's the second home of hip hop, whether anybody wants to admit it or not. I can run the list down. Big shout out to Rod Digger in the building. But I got cats that's young and look at her like she ain't nobody because she can't fuck with Nicki Minaj. I have to hit them. And when they wake up, I tell them the story. They need to be told a story. Okay? So if you're too young to know who the hell I am, that's cool. We ain't gonna get into that. We got into that the last conference. And if you're too, what's the word I want to say, book knowledge about hip-hop, I'm not gonna fuck with you either. Because you don't know what you're talking about. And for all the media that's here, if you've been keeping up on your game, I'm everywhere now. I'm everywhere. I'm on every blog, gossip site. Yesterday, I made history, y'all. I'm the first African-American hip-hop urban artist that they did in the Wall Street Journal. My motherfucking phone started ringing at 7 a.m. yesterday. They said, do you know you're in the Wall Street Journal? Some shit I don't even read. Because the words is even, they look boring, don't they? You're like, I can't read this bullshit. What am I doing in the Wall Street Journal? Because it's all about money. So, where did they feature me? In the Market Watch. They're telling stockholders and stock investors, watch this motherfucker right here. He about to do something that's gonna make a whole lot of money and y'all might want to get in on it on the ground floor. And you must realize this ain't got shit to do with music. So, been there, done that, got the t-shirt to prove it, but why am I everywhere now? Why am I back again at this conference? I left the last conference and there was a saying that got pulled off the recording that people put on their shirts. And it said, do it because it's your passion. Don't do it because you can't do nothing else. Go get a job, go get a real job, stay out this game. People came at me like, okay, so how do we get there? How do we do it? We want to do what you said, Jay. We know you made it sound so easy. So guess what? Picture what would happen if you went to a basketball game back in the day, you went to see the Bulls, and they made Michael Jordan sit on the bench the whole fucking game. Made it down to like the last 10 minutes, then they let him in the game. Those would be the best 10 minutes of basketball you ever saw in your life. He would put on a clinic. Because he already knew what to do. He just waited for the coach to call him in to do the damage at the right time. So, when I walked out of this conference, big shout out to my man Key from ASCAP. Y'all know ASCAP? You don't know it? Hold on, I'm a card carrying little people. I got my ASCAP card. I don't even play. ASCAP, baby. I'm ASCAP. I'm reading ASCAP. I want a check, you know what I'm saying? So, y'all know what I just did. As an aspiring artist, you need to know about performing rights societies. Who go out and find out who's playing shit on the radio and count it up for you and then cut you a check. So the label, I'm getting a check from ASCAP. I'm getting a check from my tours. I'm getting a check from so many other places. That's the man you need to know. Formerly a bad boy in the house with us today. But what I'm getting at real simple is this, y'all. They asked me, well, show us, Jay. Don't just tell us.
show us. So I just stopped by real quick, y'all, to say a couple things and I'm gonna bounce. I went from obscurity to being guaranteed another Grammy in 4 months. I put on a clinic on how you get off your ass, go to the right places, know the right people, learn corporate language, understand the business side of business and not just the ability to make the product, which in your case would be the music or whatever it is that you're hawking, but also have the boldness enough to tell a motherfucker like I did. I said, I'm not asking y'all for nothing. I'm telling you what I'm going to do. And because I know the game so goddamn well, if you know the game like you're supposed to, you know what I'm saying is gonna work. Now, are you gonna go for the ride and get the money with me, or you gonna sit your player hating ass on the side and be mad when we blow the fuck up? I had this conversation at Universal out in Santa Monica, not only in New York, at the corporate headquarters. That's over all the shit. And laid it down flat. They looked at me like I was crazy. So I said, I know y'all think I'm just talking, I'll be back. In the last 4 months, I have done the following. Put together a tour for my old school friends, because a lot of y'all just think y'all get to see them in clubs and shit. You're not gonna see them on these big shows anymore. And a lot of people went to see that show. I was impressed. It was the Kings of the Mic tour, LL. They also Tribe Called Quest, PE, the whole PE, everybody, even Griff, performing, no drama. Dougie and Rick, performing together, no drama. Great tour. Old school people loved it. Then I went back. I put together another tour, and we went out. But we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right. That's the America's Most Wanted tour that just wrapped up in LA. If you got a chance to see that tour, you're like, you know, this is supposed to be a rap tour. But this shit look like some shit out of Hollywood. They got shit blowing up all the time and people floating through the air and skateboarders and shit. What the fuck is this? It's a production that's worth your money. That's not a bunch of cats just hollering at you. Choreography, theatrics, lighting, vocal control, professional sound, video, and interaction with the audience. Live band. Live band. I forgot all about that. I'm so used to it. I was there. You saw the tour, right? A lot of people walked out there saying, you know, I like that hip hop, but that shit right there, I might be back for that shit. That's what they did to us. Not realizing who was pulling the strings, the puppet master. I told you I'd be back. So then we went out one more time. This time, the shit didn't work. Rock the Bells. Rock the Bells was supposed to be here. We were supposed to bring that shit here to New Jersey and end it. But when they saw that shit in Cali, and they saw that shit in LA, and most of the motherfuckers on there who was rocking was New York and New Jersey motherfuckers, they was like, oh, we can't let this go to the East Coast. They're gonna forget that we even exist if they see this shit. Because we picked the old school head, Raekwon, Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? The whole Wu-Tang that's still around. Rob. You know what I'm saying? We went and got real rappers to come on the show to give us some real MCing. Scared the shit out. So that shut up there. That's cool. We cool with that. Follow my blueprint. In the meantime, I saw something that anyone in this room who knows anything about hip-hop is going to trip when I tell you this. There have been several evolutions in hip-hop, y'all. DJs know what I'm talking about, from turntables and scratching. Then all of a sudden y'all want to fuck with them CDs. You thought you could DJ on that shit. This Serato shit came out, everybody thought they could DJ off that shit. Now you got motherfuckers who just show them with a computer. Don't bring nothing, just, you know, play shit off and they think they DJ. That's how pitiful this got. But wait till I tell you this shit. So, some boys out in Arizona created a system. And it was not meant for music. It was meant to help people who don't have arms be able to do shit. That's what it was meant for. But when they took the shit to the hospital people, the medical people, it was like, yeah, whatever, motherfucker. We'll give a motherfucker a sling and a hook and he good.
We don't need all that shit too expensive. They did not embrace it. So then they stuck with this project, this product that can do this wonderful thing. So they gave it to the lighting people, like at all the football games and shit. They said, we can't use this. Then they fucked around and brought that shit to the BET Awards last week. What they did was, they took this laser system and they attached it to a computer. And that's all they did. And they said, somebody put your hand in it. So Drummer Boy, who's my partner, y'all know Drummer Boy, he do everybody else's beats, everybody. Drummer walked up, D-Boy Fresh, my Memphis folks said, stuck his hand in the laser, and it made like a jiggy sound. I went, okay. So then my man Miller Ticket from Chicago, he came up, stuck his hand in it, and it made a kick sound. So I go like, oh, okay, I feel you, I see what y'all doing, okay. And then they started fucking with it, but it sounded like noise. Somebody in the crowd said, in front of all these cameras, they said, let a real DJ get up there and see what he can do. Cool, so I got up there. And this is out on YouTube if you guys want to look this shit up. They actually filmed this shit. What I did was one of my routines that I did in the DMC championship with no turntables. I said, oh shit. They done fucked that now. You ain't gotta touch shit, you just wanna. But it sounded so exact. Now the white boys that did it, they over in the corner like, oh shit. Now we know what we can do with this motherfucker. But at the same time that they realized it, so did I. You couldn't do it till I did it. And they got it on film. So, instead of talking to the rep, who was blown away and gave me the prototype so that I could have it, you can take that home with you. We're gonna tell the owner. I beat him to the punch, y'all. I'm gonna show you how you should think in this game. I called the owner myself directly. Rung his phone, dug up his phone number. The CEO and owner of this corporation lives out in Phoenix, don't know the boy, didn't care to know him. I'm business. And you're gonna talk business with me if you're a businessman. If you wanna talk about anything else with anybody else and it's not the business that you wanna talk to them about, get out their face. Get out their face. That's not your business. So I called him up and he was cool. He said, well, you left a message, you said you could tell me some shit I didn't know. What you gotta tell me? And listen to how you gotta be in this business when you talk to people. If you talk to me and you don't come at me like this, I'm gonna think that you're not sure what the fuck you're saying. So why should I put $1 million, $2 million, $3 million startup behind you? Why should I do it? Because I can do it. But you gotta know what the fuck you're talking about. So this is how I came off to this dude who I didn't know. I said, you got a product that you've been trying to push for 6 months. It ain't selling. He said, uh-huh. I said, but my problem with it is you haven't pushed it to the right people. If you let me show you who to push it to, and you let me help you push it to them, and we push it to them the right way, we can make this the next hot Christmas gift. And he goes, oh, really? Well, tell me how it's done. I said, oh, no. I'm not going to tell you shit. What I'm proposing to you is a partnership. I will tell you, if you give me what I want, how to do this. And he said, and what if I don't? Well, they gave me the prototype, you idiot. All I have to do is have it reverse engineered in another country, and I'll make my own. I came to play ball with you, Playboy. What you want to do? He said, what do you want? I want my face on the box. I want my name in the signature for the product. I want a TV commercial, one on Saturday morning for the kids, and one to target to my urban group, my DJs, and all my music industry folks. And then I want 2 more things, and I'm out your face. And I'm teaching y'all something right here. I want 20,000 shares in your company. I want to own some of you. You're going to own me. It's a new game, partner. I want 20,000 shares in your company at the prices that it is right now, not after we do this shit to be so high, I can't get in. Secondly,
They don't even know about the stock market.
thank you. I like what somebody said, I don't even know about the damn stock market, and I asked them this shit. You're damn right, you better. When you're dealing with companies now in this music game, there's money in it that you don't know about like this. And I also want access to your sponsorship budget. Because I know you got one. I need you to sponsor my DJ crews. I just took over the drum squad DJs for Drummer Boy. Guess what? You're gonna fund their promotional tour. And we're gonna play, we're gonna use your shit, we're gonna push your shit, and you're gonna pay for it. You're gonna pay us to do this. When I got done, you know what he said? Okay. Because in his mind, he knew he was gonna make much more money than this little bit he had to break off to me right now. Okay? So, what's today, y'all? Saturday? Thursday, we signed a deal, an endorsement deal, and a partnership deal. I am now a co-owner of Beams Light Incorporated, and this product will be marketed so that you guys can have it by Black Friday. And for those of y'all who play numbers, that's why I'm in the Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal knows this is a publicly traded company, and they saw what they did. They were like, oh shit, they about to make a stack of cash. We need to talk about this shit, but throughout the story, fellas and ladies, guess his name is all over the motherfucker. You see Grandmaster J this, Grandmaster J that. Grandmaster J said, these motherfucking politicians and shit said, oh, go this Grandmaster J dude, we gotta fuck with him. He's in the Wall Street Journal, he's cool. Projected cost, profit, first year, if they do this right, $180 million. Yeah. Based on what they use to make the shit and what they're gonna sell it for, $180 million. I don't give a fuck if they offer you $5 million up front. If your idea is gonna make the money on the long haul, Danny, you wanna be there too. And I'm giving you some advice in this game. Remember, I'm hip-hop. They knew nothing about hip-hop. They didn't know that they had a product that would change hip-hop. I got DJs calling me saying, yo, fuck me up, Jay, because all this equipment I just bought. Then you tell me this shit gonna be obsolete? You still got a fat TV too, don't you? Told that shit gonna be obsolete. Okay, now I got a flat screen. Technology moves on, y'all. You see what I'm saying? I see this shit right here as a threat to everything that we do. Because it'll make anybody think they can do what you've been God-gifted by God to have talent to do. There's some talented people in this room. Some people in here can do some shit that you can only sit back and be like, you know what, that ain't number God. There's no way in hell I could ever do some shit like that. Even if I went to school for the rest of my damn life, I could never do what she's doing or what he's doing. There's gifts in this room. But there are people who envy your gifts. So what they'll do is, they'll create an imitation of it so that other people who can't do it can do it. But all they're doing is imitating you. Because why don't you get paid for it? Because here's my question, this is the subject of my talk. How can we live the American dream? See, in order to dream, you have to be asleep. Ain't nobody living the American dream if they sleep. And right now, they got the whole masses sleep. Live the American dream the way we want you to. Pardon my language, lady, fuck that. There's money out there. And I'm gonna let y'all know something. I signed a $16 million deal last week with Universal to form a new group that they gave us. Me, Drummer Boy, Milton, MGD. We signed a co-sponsorship deal with Miller Lite to co-use their logo to debut it on the Super Bowl. That shit ain't hit y'all, what I just said? God damn, does anybody in this motherfucker really want to elevate themselves and get out of just doing this day-to-day shit? Motherfucker saw me put in a $180,000 car, he like, damn, no, not damn, that's what you drive when you making money like that.
I was the one that said damn.
But it comes from you saying, this is what I do. I don't do what Warren does, I don't do what Skrilla does. They don't do what Jay do. But whatever the fuck you don't do, make sure that you excel in it to the point where if somebody decides, shit, I can do what Warren doing, that's some bullshit, I can do that shit. Let me try to do it and my shit fail. And I understand that brother was gifted and I was not. I'm gonna be honest about it. Okay? So, still in 4 months. So I got the endorsement deal, we did the 3 tours, I got the music deal signed with Universal. Oh, I got a phone call from my man Fitty. What's good, Fitty? Well, Jay, man, I heard you was back on the scene, man, so I got an offer for you. What you got? I got SMS audio, because Dre got, Beats by Dre and all that shit. I'm like, I don't fuck with neither one of them. I use Sin House. I use the real shit. Anybody been in the studio is like, what the fuck you talking about? Okay? Use that shit. But what's up? Well, I want you to become the official face and promote my line. We'll give you a signature series called the Grandmaster SMS audio series. Very generous of you, Mr. 50 Cent, but there's a few things I'm gonna need.
A few things I'm gonna need.
First, I want 20,000 shares in your company. I want my face on the product. And I want to be solely featured, not co-featured, on any advertisements that you do about this product. Because it's your product, and I'm endorsing you. Fitty said, okay, we can do that. So I just signed that deal. Y'all ain't hearing what I'm telling y'all. I done came off the bench in 4 months. And I done signed 2 major endorsements deal, got a production deal, got a fucking record deal, okay, and I'm still not done. I got 2 more announcements. Rod, Digger, where you at? Rod, I hope you do it. Do it. You do your reality show, because I just signed a deal with TNT for my own fucking reality show that starts in April, and guess what it's about? The life of a DJ. Me coming and shit like this, doing shows, arguing with silly motherfuckers. Never show none of my home life. My wife don't play that shit. There'll be no cameras in this motherfucker. When I fuck you up, it's gonna be in private. There'll be no witnesses in there, okay? Our house is your home, you know what I'm saying? But reality show, and then if that wasn't a lesson enough, because watch how this shit just comes, y'all. You gotta stay at your game. Because once people see you serious about your game, they gonna come to you with stuff. You ain't gotta go to people when they know you serious about your business. So while I'm saying yes to this, I got a phone call from VH1. They say, look, bro, you legendary and all. We seen you around now. We saw you in Hollywood at the W shit with Snoop and all them a few weeks ago, throwing it up. You down there in Atlanta with all the more cheesy and all them doing all of them. Saw you out there with Wayne, tipping up, see me with Change, no rapping ass. I see you out there.
With Change, no. We will throw a diss in there. With Change.
But what we want you to do, we want you to come on the 3rd season of a very popular reality show as yourself. Your job is going to be to mentor to a wannabe DJ on the show. And they're a problem. Y'all not gonna get along. Matter of fact, we're hoping by the end of the season you slap the shit out of them. That's what everybody hoping to be waiting on. That's the finale. Jay slapped the shit out of that mother. Right? So I'm just a guest. So I get to come on and be hip-hop. Basically, that's who I am. I'm hip-hop. I said, well, I'm doing a show over here for TNT. And I got an album that we doing, and then we got, I'm doing a lot of shit. I'm endorsing shit. They said, good, we put all that shit on the show. So I said, yes.